Hey everyone, I'm Whitney and this is my YouTube channel. Welcome. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you my must-have eyeshadow brushes. These are by far my absolute favorite from Sigma Beauty. I will also be showing you how I use each of those brushes, what each brush is used for. Some of them have multiple purposes, so let's get to it. The first brush I have here is the E35. This is the tapered blending brush. It's soft, obviously it's tapered. It has a circular edge to it. You guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my absolute favorite brush. I use this all the time. The first use I use this for is to set my eyeshadow primer. I also use it for a crease brush, but it blends out very nicely. The E35 also works great for using it as a brush to apply your transition shade. This brush also does an excellent job with blending up your shadows to close to your brow bone. I use it in windshield wiper motions. I also like to use this brush to apply the color to my outer corners. It just adds a little bit at a time so you don't get too much. It's perfect if you're first kind of starting out or you're not exactly sure how much you want on. I'll use it in circular motion. The next brush I have here is the E45. This is the small tapered blending brush. This brush is soft. It does have a pointed tip. This is definitely a brush that I use every time I do my eyeshadow because my eyes are kind of hooded. You see, that's how they regularly look. I wish I had, well, I kind of look a little crazy like this, but I wish I had a ton of room to work with, but I don't. I've got minimal space, so this brush right here is my friend. I use this brush to define my crease or also fake a new crease. Now this brush also does do a little bit of blending, but it doesn't do that much. It's more for just that detail in the crease, like I said, giving you a little bit more definition, especially if you do have a smaller area to work with. You guys hear my kitty? Come here, Prince! This lovely brush is the E37. It's the all over blend. It's pretty thick. The barrel is thicker than your average eyeshadow brushes. There's just a comparison of the two. Now, this is a lot more tightly packed. It doesn't have that light, airy feel to it. It is pretty soft, but it's not the softest. This is like my holy grail when it comes to blending eyeshadow. This is absolutely amazing, and I use this in circular motions, sometimes windshield wiper motions just up here. This brush really does a great job at blending in the eyeshadow even more. It gets rid of harsh lines seamlessly. I'll compare it side by side without having the E37. My next brush is the E62. This is the cut crease brush. This is pretty soft. It is tightly packed. It does have different fibers than some of the fluffy brushes do. This brush is angled. This brush has a few different purposes. This brush obviously works great for creating a cut crease. If you're somebody who kind of struggles with that and likes a little guidance, this is awesome for it. Well, I'm being yelled at by my cat. Imagine that. He told me he's mad because of the stupid time change. We live in one of the states that does do the time change, which I think is so stupid. Yet for some reason, I've stuck around. Obviously, it doesn't bother me that much if I'm still here. It bothers me. It bothers me so bad. But yeah, so it's like 6:51. So actually it would be 7:51. So Prince is like, come on, you're supposed to start, you're supposed to be making dinner here. You're supposed to be in the kitchen. You guys, I know this is looking kind of horrible. The cut crease brush can also be used to contour. You can also contour smaller areas like your nose. Not my best work, but whatever. I apply all that there. drag it along. And then just fill it in. It looks like it's up above here, but I go like that. I got that freaking hood, man. What's under your hood? Well, this. Just doing whatever, okay? You can use this to apply your shimmer shadows. It works excellent for that. But this brush picks up a lot of that pigment. Going into my Blue Blood palette. This is like a glitter shade. You guys love my look. Like, if my husband comes home, he's gonna be like,
what the? Oh my god, that sucks so much that I'm just gonna pretend like I don't even notice it. Hopefully she's not putting this on the internet.
But bam, like, look at that. Woo! Woo! You can also use this brush to apply a cream eyeshadow or your eye primer base. This brush also doubles if you want to clean up around your brows. This is the E43, the domed blending brush. It's densely packed. It's super soft. It's a bit thicker than your average brushes. It has a little bit of a taperedness to it. So this brush can be used in the crease, but for me, it is way too large for my eyes. I like to use this brush to apply eyeshadow on the outer corners of my eyes. I can't tell you how well it works with cream eyeshadows. It is supposedly for cream eyeshadows as well. You can also kind of blend this inward. I kind of just want to show you guys that brush versus the E35. See the difference? Like, I like that dome one for when I am wanting more of a pop and I don't want to have to go back in and make it look like the other one. So you definitely have to go in a lot more with this E35 than you do with the E43. The next brush I have here is the E55. This is the eye shading brush. This can also be used for cream eyeshadow. I'm not sure how well it works for cream eyeshadow though, honestly. It doesn't really work that great for shimmer shadows or anything like that. I guess you can also use this to apply your eyeshadow primer. I love this brush because it picks up the truest pigment of your eyeshadow. I got a very light color here, so. The next brush I have here is the E58. This is the cream color brush. I also like to use it for my glitters or my foiled shadows or the shimmer shadows. It just picks them up very nicely. This brush is super soft and it feels a little different than the fluffy brushes. This brush is very comparable to the E62. They both feel pretty much identical. This one we have an angle, the other one we don't. These can be used for the same purposes. It's just kind of personal preference, or if you want to use both of them and just have this one for like doing cut creases. Now you really don't even have to get this brush wet with Fix Plus or setting spray or anything. Just kind of wiggle it around a little bit. It grabs the product very nicely. It basically mimics what your finger would do. I'm going to use the E58 to apply glitter to my eyelid. We're going into a multi-reflective shadow. At the top we have the E55. The second one we have the E58, and the last shade is where I swatched it with my finger. I'm going to take my Kylie and Jordan palette. At the top we have my finger, the middle is the E55, and the last one is the E58, and pushes around the pigment a lot better with the shimmer shades. Well, hello, Prince. You want to say hi to everybody? Hello. I'm so light. Going into Urban Decay's Naked 3, I just want to show you guys how well it works with other shadows. We'll go into Trick. We're using our finger here. Use our E55. Really have to work it to spread that pigment. This next one we're going into Pressed Pearl. Gorgeous. We're actually just gonna go straight into a glitter. S palette, we're gonna go into a Jeffree Star palette. The next brush I love to have is the E20. This is the short shader brush. It's actually used to apply eyeshadow to smaller areas of the eye, but what I really love to use it for is to apply highlight to the top of my brow bone. This brush is pretty stiff, it's dense and thick. It is also soft. And then just press it on in. I actually do have a highlighter for actually my brow bone, but I don't like to use it because it's too big. We're gonna use the E20 to smudge underneath our lash line. Here is the E46. This is the inner corner. This brush is tightly packed. It's not very thick, but it is pretty dense. Okay, so I love to use this for my inner corner highlight, obviously. Alright guys, there you have it, my must-have eye brushes from Sigma Beauty. I hope you guys found this video very informational, and I hope it helps you choose which brushes you will have in your brush collection. If you guys have any questions regarding those brushes, please leave them down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like it. If you didn't enjoy it, then double click the dislike button. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks guys. Bye!